everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how to make these X's and O's Valentine's Day heart cookies. So stay tuned and I'll show you how. Here are the things that I'm going to use. A 4-inch heart cookie cutter, and I believe that is from Wilton. I'm going to be using Christmas red and black food coloring by Wilton. Some X's and O's icing decorations that I found at Walmart, but if I find them online I will link them down below. And a ruler is optional. Alright guys, let's get started. Alright guys, to get started I'm going to do an outline on my cookie. Now this is optional. You don't have to do the line. You can just go ahead and fill in the entire heart with the red. But I'm going to do an outline. This will kind of stand out a little bit, and it will match the line inside as well. And it'll help me keep all that icing inside too. Keep the heart nice and heart shaped. So I'm just going to outline it with my icing, which I have it in a tip 2 in a somewhat medium consistency, not too thick. I can still roll it out really nicely, and that is it. So I'm gonna give this about an hour to dry. You know, the longer the better, because I am working with that red. I don't want this to soak up the black. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest, give this some time to dry, and I'll be back. Okay, so I gave this some time to dry. So I have here my red, or you can use any other color. You can use white or pink. And I have it in a tip 4 in a flooding consistency. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill it in. Since I did my icing a bit runnier than I normally do when I fill in cookies, because I like to try to keep in the line or inside the cookie. But since I have a line, I could do it a little bit more runnier, because that helps a lot to keep that icing in. So I'm just going to go ahead and flood it in, and I'm just going to tap it a few times to spread the icing out. So it's spreading nice and even and smoothly. And then I'm just going to help it along, spread it to the sides. Okay, so you see here I'm bringing that icing all the way to the edge all around. I'm going to tap it a few more times to release some of the air bubbles that are trapped under there, so they can dry nice and smooth. Now I'm going to give this about 4 hours to dry, because I am going to be using a ruler to help me scrape some lines here. So I do suggest giving this plenty of time to dry, or you're going to crush your icing. So if you can leave it overnight, that will be best. If you are doing this during the daytime, do give it a minimum of 4 hours to dry, just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to give this time to dry. I'm going to finish up the rest and I'll be back. Alright guys, I gave this some time to dry. What I did here is I added just a little bit of shimmer dust, not the petal dust. This is the one with a bit of glitter in it. And that's just to make it a little shiny, so the icing won't be so flat and plain. But again, that is optional. Now I will be using a ruler, because it will help give me some lines, so my lines will be nice and straight. Now the package of these came with, I believe, 24 X's and O's. So if you're going to do them like I am, you will be using 5. So you'll be able to get 4 cookies out of each package. So you can get an idea of how many packages you will need for the amount of cookies that you need. One thing that you can do is not attach the X's and O's to the cookie like I have here, and that way they can have the pieces separately to play with, you know, like that if you like. But then you will have to add 9 pieces of the X's and O's, so you will be using a lot more. So try to just keep it like this, that way you can get more for your pack from your package. So what I'm going to use here is my ruler. This is a regular standard ruler, and I'm going to center it. This is a little bit thick, not too thick, but I want it just a little bit thinner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center it and just push it a little bit to the center there, and then lightly just scrape the icing to where I can see it. Try not to puncture it. That's why try to go sideways like this and not like this, because you will puncture your icing. And what that does is it's going to create that hole in there, and when you go in with your black, it's going to sink in there and suck that black in, and then you'll start getting some bleeding. So then here, that will be my other line if I wanted it to be that thick, but I don't, so I'm going to push it in lightly again. nice little line to enough to where you can see it. And I can see it there. I'm going to use my marker so I can run over the line so I can see just a tad bit more. So now I'm going to turn it to the side. And again, I'm going to center it. Center it here. I'm going to push it in just a little bit. And again, do my little line. And then here, I'm going to push it in just a little bit. And then do my line. There. I can see my line pretty well. What I have here is my black in a tip 2 in a somewhat medium consistency. I'm going to turn it to the side just a little bit, and then I'm going to start up here and bring it down right over that line. Stop right there. Start up here again. Stop right there. Bring these peaks in. I'm going to turn it to the side. Let's start here first. Bring it over. And that's pretty much it. So now I'm gonna get I have some red here in somewhat medium consistency. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab my X's, and I'm going to do them crossway here, or you can do them any way that you like, but it seems like they fit better this way and this way. Since I already did this one across like this, I'm just going to do this one down. So I'm just going to add a little bit on the back. And then touch it there. If you want to give the black about 30 minutes to grab a crust, that will be good. That way, in case you accidentally drop your little icing decoration, it won't damage your icing, but I'm just going to do it now. So I'm going to press it in just a little bit, just like that. And I'm going to grab my O. Set it there. And the other one, I'm going to set it here. And that is it. And I'm gonna let this dry just a little bit, put them all together, and that'll be it. Alright guys, there you have it. Valentine's Day heart tic-tac-toe cookies. Really easy to make. Just thought I'd share these. I thought that was fun. You can always bag these in little cellophane bags and leave the little pieces loosely. And then you can give this to your date or your Valentine, and then you can play a little tic-tac-toe before sharing the cookie. Just remember to put enough pieces in there so you can play the whole board, or you can always do it like this. It looks really pretty as well. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you haven't done so, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching guys, and have a good one.